Sometimes exhaustion isn't about how much you're carrying. It's about carrying it in a way that you've outgrown. And over time, that misalignment just creates quiet resentment, not necessarily toward your patients, but toward yourself. Because you know that you've evolved, but your structure has not caught up. Welcome to Behind the Healing Table. I'm Dr. Ava, mom, acupuncturist, healer, entrepreneur, and this is where we get real about why good healers struggle and what it actually takes to build a sustainable, respected, holistic practice. We are in week 4 of March, early spring, fresh start energy, and today we are not talking about adding anything. We're talking about what you've outgrown. Early spring is directional energy. In Chinese medicine, this season is governed by the liver system, which governs planning, growth, and forward movement. And when growth is smooth, you feel focused. When growth is restricted, frustration builds. In a practice, this frustration doesn't always show up as chaos. It shows up as subtle irritation. You feel slightly annoyed by things that didn't used to bother you. The long explanations, the last minute reschedules, the emotional overprocessing in sessions, the discounts you offer before anyone asks, and the flexibility that only flows one direction. And you start thinking to yourself, why does this feel heavier than it used to? And the instinct is to blame volume. But sometimes it's not about how much you're holding, it's about how you're holding it. Most practitioners evolve in skill before they evolve in structure. Your clinical judgment sharpens, your discernment improves, your tolerance for chaos decreases, and your standards rise. But your agreements stay the same. Your language stays the same, your policies stay soft, your posture stays accommodating. And eventually, the version of you that has grown begins to resent the version of you who still overextends. This identity is lag. You are no longer an early stage practitioner, but you may still be behaving like one. And this is where March energy matters. Spring is not just about expansion, it's also about pruning. Not dramatically, not emotionally, but precisely. That includes your professional identity. You don't need to delete your compassion, you don't need to harden your tone, and you don't need to swing into rigidity. But you may need to stop over-explaining your value, negotiating your boundaries, apologizing for structure, extending energy that is not reciprocated, or carrying emotional labor that is not clinical. Growth changes your tolerance. If you don't adjust structure accordingly, misalignment builds. Not because you don't love your work, but because your behavior no longer matches your level. And sometimes what drains you isn't demand, it's operating below your own standard. And this isn't about ego, it's about alignment. You're allowed to mature, you're allowed to refine, and you're allowed to operate at your current level. So here's the reframe. You may need a new posture. This week is not about changing your services. It's about noticing where you've outgrown your own habits. Because when structure reflects who you are, energy stabilizes, and stability restores clarity. So this week, let's work on identifying one behavior that you've outgrown. What is one thing that you do in your practice that you no longer feel aligned with now? Just choose one, not 5. And then secondly, we want to upgrade one sentence. So let's rewrite one piece of language you use often. Instead of, let me know what works for you, try, here's how we structure care. Instead of softening everything, state clearly. Small language shifts reflect internal evolution. I hope you found this helpful. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. Where have you outgrown your own behavior in your practice? Let us know so that we can support you. and so that others know that they're not alone. And until next time, stay grounded, keep healing, and build a practice that supports you as much as you support your patients.